It's midday. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Citi Prime News, which is live from our studios at number 11 Dr. Morton Loop in Adabraka, Accra. The news is also live across the globe on citinewsroom.com, Citi 97.3 FM on Facebook, and CityTube on YouTube. I am Wilma Obuobi-Sakoman, and this afternoon I'm here with...
I'm Caleb Kuda.
Coming up, 3 university worker unions threaten to withdraw their services across all public universities by October 15 if government fails to restore their allowances, which has been in arrears since last year.
If they fail to restore, we are going to withdraw all our services across all university campuses.
Also coming up, minority in parliament demands restructuring of balance sheets of ailing National Investment Bank to avoid liquidation as it has liabilities in excess of 2 billion cedis.
Government said it doesn't have money to capitalize the bank, but it has given 500 million debt bond to NIB.
Still ahead, Ashanti Regional Branch of the Ghana Union of Traders Association calls off its planned protest against government over exorbitant charges on their members following meeting with Ghana Revenue Authority.
The results of the meeting, the supposed closure is off for a while. For the meantime, what we were agitating was that we don't churn out the figures of the duties. They are done by the custom officials.
And later, drivers in Ashaman expressed frustration over the deplorable state of roads in the municipality.
So we informed the authority that, as in, they should try and then expand the gutter so that it can contain the volume of water that comes from the top to this end.
Stay tuned as we bring you details of all that and more on the Citi Prime News, which is live across the country on a number of affiliate stations. In the Western region, we're on Premier 100.5 FM and Beach 105.5 FM, both in Takoradi. In the Bono region, we're live on Greener 95.9 FM in Sunyang. In the Ashanti region, we're live on Orange 107.9 FM in Kumasi. In the Eastern region, you're listening to us on Right 90.1 FM in Somanya. In the Volta region, we're live on Holy 98.5 FM in Aplao. In the Northern region, this is Dasuma 99.1 FM in Yendi. In the Upper East region, we're live on Wed 88.3 FM in Suarungu. And in the Upper West region, we're on Bugli Radio 88.6 FM in Wa.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Grateful for your time this afternoon. We'll settle for the details of our stories now. The minority in Parliament has urged the government to save the National Investment Bank, NIB, from liquidation by restructuring its balance sheet. Reports have emerged of a possible acquisition of NIB, which has liabilities in excess of 2 billion cedis by the Agricultural Development Bank, ADB. According to the minority, the collapse of NIB will have dire consequence on the financial sector. Ranking member on Parliament's Finance Committee, Isaac Adongo, addressed the press conference.
Government said it doesn't have money to capitalize the bank, but it has given 500 million debt bond to NIB. It has given 800 million debt to NIB. The two give you how much? 1.3 billion. Is that not it? It is your money. You own the bank. The money is already sitting there. Commit to say that that is my contribution towards recapitalization, so that we issue shares for you and move the money to equity. The 2.4 billion, you see that immediately 1.3 will disappear. Is that not the case? We will leave 1.1. The 500 million of the 1.3 billion, when they came to give the 500 million, they looked for the most important asset on the balance sheet of NIB and harvested it. Ken Oforeta and his people took the NIB Nestle shares, the 24% shares, the most valuable item on their balance sheet. They took it to the finance ministry. I just want to hope that that thing has not walked into somebody's house. So now that we have given you shares for the 500 million, do you have a business holding our Nestle shares? Bring it back. When you now bring it back, NIB should sell those shares for 500 million and realize a capital gain of 450 million to increase the equity by that amount to 1.75 billion. You see where we are headed? The problem is just sitting there. The money is sitting in the NIB balance sheet, nowhere.
You heard the ranking member on Parliament's Finance Committee, Isaac Adongo. Now, the minority has also affirmed that it will only support the approval of $250 World Bank facility for the Financial Stability Fund if priority is given to struggling state banks. Here is Minority Leader Dr. Kaisel Atoforsen.
Insist that proper allocations are made to the state banks first, NIB, ADB. NIB, ADB, to return it to its healthy state before any other bank get the rest. So that one, we can assure you that is done.
You heard Minority Leader Dr. Kaisel Atoforsen.
Now, Wilma, the Tertiary Education Workers Union of Ghana, TEWU, the Senior Staff Association of the University of Ghana, and the Ghana Association of University Administrators have threatened to withdraw their services across all public universities by October 15 if government fails to restore their withheld allowances. The three unions say since 2022, the government has not fulfilled its part of an MOU that was signed regarding the payment of their car maintenance, off-campus, overtime allowances, and the payment of their pension benefits. Addressing a press conference in Accra, National Chairman of the Senior Staff Association of Ghana, Senior Staff Association of the University of Ghana, Isaac Donko, made these comments.
We are giving government up to 15th October to restore all these allowances. Our car maintenance allowance, off-campus allowance, our overtimes, and other related allowances by 15th of October. If they fail to restore, we are going to withdraw all our services across all university campuses. Thank you.
National Chairman of the Senior Staff Association of the University of Ghana, Isaac Donko. Meanwhile, the National President of the Association of Administrators, Dr. Beth Ofei Ewuku, adding his voice, said the non-payment of these allowances is putting undue pressure on their members.
Reference is made to a Senior Staff Association letter to the Minister of Education and Executive Secretary Labour Commission on the 23rd of August, in which GTEC was copied, and this said letter sought reasons why the Ministry of Education and GTEC had refused to adhere to the MOU and the directives of the Minister of Finance in the letters dated 5th August and 22nd December, respectively, requesting them to pay the newer rate, the 10.99 letters, as on the vehicle maintenance and off-campus allowances to eligible staff. Unfortunately, there was no response from the ministry, despite a ruling from the NLC by its directive to give the minister 7 working days to respond to that query. The response, however, received from GTEC is best left outside the media space. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, in other matters, increasing tensions on campus, management of the various universities have compromised the University Staff Occupational Pension Scheme, the USOPS, by refusing some data that is needed by the fund administrator to regularize payments to pensioners and those who are preparing for their pension. This has rendered many pensioners and those who are yet to retire helpless in accessing their benefits. How do you expect someone who has worked in the public university for 22 years to retire with a lump sum of 2,400 Ghana cedis as their take-home benefits?
Well, Wilma, that was Dr. Beth Ofei Ewuku. She is National President of the Association of Administrators.
Now we'll go to the Ashanti region because the Guto branch there has called off its planned protest against the government for what it said were exorbitant charges imposed on its members. This follows a meeting between the association and the Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority and other government agencies in the chain on Monday. Members of Guta in the Ashanti region had planned to close their shops this week due to what they describe as harassment and discrimination by customs officials. According to them, after clearing their goods at the port, they are made to pay other charges while transporting their goods to the Ashanti region. They add that as a result of this, some of their members have been arrested and treated unfairly. The Ashanti Regional President of GUTA, Anthony Opong, has been speaking to Citi News on the development.
Met the Commissioner General, Mr. Mishadai, and the Customs General, Mr. Seidu, and the Internal Revenue Board, the TDR, was also present. The results of the meeting, the supposed closure is off for a while. For the meantime, what we were agitating was that we don't see the point. We don't churn out the figures of the duties. They are done by the customs officials. So I don't see the reason why you tell me pay this amount and I pay, and once the goods is cleared, you come and arrest me on the way that the duties that I paid is not enough. I didn't pay them from my own volition. You said I should pay this much and I paid it. So it was a harassment and intimidation, or what we call it, discrimination, and the fact that it was happening only in the Ashanti region here. It was not happening in any other part of the country. So we felt we were being cheated and short-charged. So we felt there was the need for the demonstration. At the meeting, the Commissioner General was there, the head of the Customs was also there, Mr. Seidu, and they all gave us the assurances that henceforth they will make sure because we asked that they should make sure they strengthen their valuation system so that whatever values that will come out from the customs be what they intend to collect, so that they don't come and arrest us on the way that what you paid is insufficient, is enough. Because I believe the customs has been doing this work for a very long time, and they have a way of assessing them. They even have the benchmark values upon which they do. It's not what we tell them that they take. Because sometimes we will tell them, oh, we brought this, we bought it at this price. They say, no, they won't take your figures. And they have their own figures that you use. So if you use your figures to give me the duties and I pay, I don't see the point that you should come and arrest me on the way and tell me the money that I pay was insufficient. I think that was unfair.
Anthony Opong is president of GUTA in the Ashanti region.
Let's go to the Savannah region now, because the regional police commander there, DCOP Peter Baba Atianak, has cautioned personnel to respect the rights of arrested suspects. Speaking at a day's workshop for detectives, station officers and operational men in the Savannah region in Damongo, DCOP Atianak told the personnel to avoid the incidents that happened during the recent demonstration by Democracy Hub.
So now what we are going to learn, we want to see you practicalize them. Especially the rights of the arrested persons. The police has now become, especially since that Thursday that the people were arrested, we have now become the twin stick of the public. That is why we are organizing this program for you, so that when there is an injunction or no injunction, we know what to do. The media is our party, and I believe they will carry this thing out.
You heard the Savannah Regional Police Commander, DCOP Peter Baba Atianak. Now, the Regional Crime Officer, Chief Superintendent Stephen Akowua, enumerated some of the rights of arrested suspects.
Any suspect arrested is presumed innocent until he's been proven guilty by a court of competent jurisdiction. So when we effect arrest, we don't assume that the person is guilty. And the person who has been arrested ought to know the reason of being arrested. He has to be notified that we are arresting him for ABCD offense. He must also know his right to remain silent. You cannot force him to talk. He must also know his right to consult a counsel of his own choice. It is something that police have to let the person know that we are arresting you for this offense. You have the right to remain silent. And you also have the right to consult counsel of your own choice. We are not supposed to subject arrested person to torture to elicit information from the person. No, the person who is detained should not be detained arbitrarily, arrested and detained arbitrarily, beyond 48 hours. He must be prepared and sent to court if he's supposed to be in custody more than 48 hours. Other than that, we have to release the person on bail.
Chief Superintendent Stephen Akowua is Regional Crime Officer in the Savannah region.
Now, the minority in Parliament has announced that it has reached an agreement with the Ghana Police Service regarding the route for the Occupy Bank of Ghana demonstration scheduled for October 3, 2023. The minority leader, Dr. Kaisel Atuforsen, stated that the leadership will soon make the route public. He says the protest will take place regardless of the circumstances.
I can assure you and to assure the people of Ghana that we have come to an agreement with the Ghana Police Service. Yesterday, I spoke to the regional commander. He has written to us officially. I have the letter, I'll publish it tomorrow. The regional commander has agreed to provide us security starting from Abbotsford to our destination. We are going to go ahead to demonstrate and to express our revulsion against the central bank.
Dr. Kaisel Atuforsen further called on the public to join the protests come October 3.
We are calling on the ordinary Ghanaian to join us to express our revulsion against the acts at the central bank. We know that as we speak, the central bank is more or less bankrupt. They have run losses and we have negative equity to the tune of 55.1 billion Ghana cedis. And there's the need for you to join us. And we have actually mobilized the support of pressure groups. That's why you can see Arise Ghana. We've mobilized support of political parties. Now we have seen a new movement, the Butterfly. We are calling on the Butterfly also to join us.
Minority leader Dr. Kaisel Atuforsen.
Right now, let's go to the Butterfly. The independent presidential aspirant Alan Chemating has admitted that he did not have a chance in the November 4 NPP presidential primaries. The former NPP member withdrew from the race, resigned, and declared his intentions to run for the 2024 post as an independent candidate. He claimed the August 26 post in which he placed third was skewed in favor of one particular candidate, but questioned on the point of view why he did not try his chance with the November 4 larger delegates list of 200,000 persons or delegates. Mr. Chemating said the results of that election would not vary significantly from that of August 26 polls.
I disagreed with them on even the Agroso label. And I disagreed with them also on their own understanding of what you are now referring to, that, the super delegates, you can already predict where the allegiance will be, and that if it gets to 200,000. That's why in my earlier statement in exiting, I said that the value will be the same. It's not going to change because the delegates, this is the 200,000, who put them there? It's the same establishment. Who controls those 200,000 people? So I kept on telling my team that my strength does not lie with the 200,000 people. My strength lies with the rank and file of the party. And when we talk about the rank and file of the party, it's not the 200,000 people.
Meanwhile, the founding member of the NPP, who has failed 4 times in his bid to become NPP flag bearer, says his woes in these elections can be attributed to his unfair affiliation to former President Kufuor and the anti-Kufuor sentiments within the party.
Why is it that even from 2005 up to 2008, I have told you that I'm a self-made man. If people feel that it was Kufuor who was creating an Alan and is trying to install an Alan, and that enmity that has been built over the time against my person has existed from that time to now based on a false premise. This is the point I'm making. It's based on a false premise. And they are being unfair to President Kufuor. So what I'm saying is that the anti-Kufuor sentiments in the party is what is creating all these problems. I have nothing to do with, but they've tied my apron strings to that of Kufuor unfairly. Now, if you hate President Kufuor, how has that got to do? At any rate, why do you hate President Kufuor?
That was independent presidential aspirant Alan Chemating.
You're still listening to the Citi Prime News live from our studios at Adabraka in Accra. Still to come, we'll take you to Ashaiman, where drivers are expressing frustration over the deplorable state of roads in the municipality. Stay with us. We have details shortly.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Using a condom will protect you and your partner from HIV, STIs, and unplanned pregnancy. Condoms are an effective way for protection against HIV infection. Don't take risks. Use a condom every time. Always come prepared.
This advert is brought to you by the Ghana AIDS Commission and Ghana Health Service.
Are you faced with this challenge and will want to learn more about automobile maintenance to avoid such frustrating moments? Tune in every Thursday at 4 p.m. on 97.3 Citi FM as we bring you the solutions to all your automobile problems on the Total Energies Auto Show, proudly sponsored by Total Energies Ghana.
The Citi Business Olympics 2023 is drawing closer and closer. Unleash your inner champion at the Citi Business Olympics 2023. Join us for the ultimate corporate sports gathering, where teams will battle it out for glory. From thrilling challenges to intense competitions, this is your chance to showcase your skills and bring home the trophy. Don't miss the chance to network with your colleagues and other professionals and experience the thrill of victory. The Citi Business Olympics 2023 will be competitive and exciting. To register your company to participate, call 0205 973 973 or 0558 973 973 now. Which company will emerge as champion and which CEO will win the Ultimate CEO's Challenge at the Citi Business Olympics 2023? We'll find out on the 30th of September 2023. Venue, Eden Heights Sports Complex. Wager, time 8 a.m. The Citi Business Olympics 2023 is powered by Citi TV with support from Citi FM and proudly sponsored by Lozati Lozenges from Unicom Chemist Limited, EK Brand Consult, Blue Jeans Energy Drink, Holland Insurance, Voltec Ghana Limited, Fan Yogo, and Universal Motors.
Yes, so cool! Betway's cash out just got way better. Our enhanced early, partial, and auto cash out feature lets you cash out your bet out early, cash out a portion of your ongoing bets, or even set your bet to cash out automatically. All this to give you way more control over every thrilling bet you place. Sign up today at betway.com.gh. Terms and conditions apply. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18. Betway. Get way more.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Updates you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
You're welcome back. Now, the Chief Justice, Gertrude Sabatokunu, has justified her decision not to allow registrars of the Court of Appeal and Supreme Court to set dates for hearing of cases. The head of the judiciary was recently criticized by members of the NDC legal team for refusing to set a date for its injunction application against the Electoral Commission after restricting the registrars from doing so, even though that had been the practice in the past. But the Chief Justice at the ongoing annual conference of the judges and magistrates explained that the decision is part of plans to ensure speedy hearing of cases.
Regrettably, our data shows that the average case often drags beyond 3 years, and hearing of applications drag on for months. These protracted delays place an immense burden on parties and create undue levels of stress for parties lawyers, and judges. This is the reason why on 1st August 2023, I directed that the registrars of the Court of Appeal and Supreme Court should not allocate dates to cases while we review all pending cases to ensure that they are fixed for hearing only when they are properly ready to be heard. This exercise of ensuring that cases are fixed for hearing on dates that are supported by the rules of court will be continued in all courts to protect judges and court users from disruptive and unproductive adjournments, while compelling lawyers and parties to pay attention to the directions of time in the rules of court. We must all work to improve case management.
Gertrude Sabak Tokunu is the Chief Justice of Ghana. Meanwhile, the President of the Judicial Service Staff Association of Ghana, Samuel Afote-Otu, is advocating for reforms to allow the judiciary retain up to 70% of non-taxable revenue.
One of the key aspects of financial independence for the judiciary requires an adequate funding to be allocated to the judicial system. Separate budgetary allocation from government will prevent financial dependence on the executive and allow the judiciary to allocate funds according to its own requirements. My Lord Chairman, JUSAC will wish to use this forum to propose for an increase in the retention of the non-tax revenue from 30% to 70%. This will increase the IGF of the judiciary and enable us to internally settle the arrears of the allowances due judges and magistrates, as well as the staff of the judicial service. We the staff exist because the judges leave.
You heard the President of the Judicial Service Staff Association of Ghana, Samuel Afote-Otu.
Wilma, let's go to Benso in the Western region. There's an interesting development happening there because some residents over there have arrested a 32-year-old man and his 62-year-old accomplice for allegedly stealing a 3-kilometer-long electricity conductor worth over 100,000 Ghana cedis. Now, Baba Kasim and Alukujo have been charged with stealing and causing unlawful damage. Speaking to City News, the Western Regional Public Relations Officer of the ECG, Benjamin Kwaku, said the theft of conductors is increasing the cost of its extension works in the Benso community.
From Takrady to Takwa, Dwaboso, and all over, we most of the time hear people steal it, or we get reports of persons or syndicates stealing our conductors, other materials that we use for our work. It has become very rampant, and this also affects our work negatively because immediately you cut the line or the conductor or steal the transformer. What it means is that those who use it will have to be in darkness for a very long period of time before we are able to restore it. Sometimes, because criminals most of the times would like to hide in the dark to steal or be successful with their nefarious activities. What it means is that sometimes we only find out the next day.
Western Regional Public Relations Officer for the ECG, Benjamin Kwaku.
Now, the Veterinary Services Department has disclosed that 2 persons have died from rabies in the Ashanti region this year. The 2 deaths occurred within Setri, Afram Plains and Atrema in Wabieja South District. The situation, according to the Veterinary Service, is worrying because such deaths can be preventable with annual immunization of these animals. Speaking to City News on the sidelines of a free immunization exercise in Kumasi as part of the observation of World Rabies Day, the Ashanti Regional Director of the Ghana Veterinary Service, Dr. Mabel Abudu, cautioned pet owners to attach seriousness to regular immunization to avoid preventable deaths.
The human factors that have contributed to this rise in rabies cases include the increased human population density, and then now there's higher mobility. You can put a dog in a flight and in some few hours you can move from one region to the other region. And all these promote what we are discussing this morning. Then uncontrolled urbanization, and then demand for animal proteins. Let's not forget that it's a delicacy. We spend a little time understanding dog population and dog vaccination. We'll spend some time strengthening our cellular system and reporting suspected cases. And then we spent some time cleaning our environment to ensure that the dogs, do not get trapped on these sites that are not so good. We at the technical working group strongly believe that rabies elimination by 2030 is possible. In fact, zero, don't want anyone to die from it.
We apologize for that insert. Caleb will bring us some other stories.
Let's go to Ashaman because drivers there have expressed frustration and concern over the deplorable state of roads in the municipality. The roads, riddled with potholes and cracks, have become a daily challenge for commuters and motorists alike, hence the demand for the immediate commencement of rehabilitation works on the road. City News' Kennedy Chumesi has more in the following report.
This place that we are standing is the Kaketo Junction or the Kaketo traffic light. And this traffic light or this junction is serving or is the very first main junction when you are entering Ashama. Either you are coming from Accra on the motorway or you are coming from Adan, which is the Ashasek school. This is the first junction you meet. And before you meet this junction, you meet the Ashama Municipal Assembly on your right. And then the Ashama Divisional Police Station is just after the Ashama Municipal Assembly. And when you move ahead is the Ashama main traffic light that has the Ashama Market, Ashama main police station, and the business area. So this is more like the distributing point for when you are entering into Ashama. The major concern is the poor roads. This road was constructed somewhere around 2014, 2015. And from that time till now, nothing has been done about it. And just as you see, this is the nature of the road. And this is even better than a lot that you will see ahead in the community itself.
Ashaman, one of the most densely populated areas in the national capital, has been grappling with deteriorating road infrastructure for years. A mere journey from the Kaketo Junction to other parts of the community exposes the dire state of the roads, posing a daily challenge for its drivers. The inner roads within Ashaman have deteriorated to the extent that what were once smooth routes have now transformed into treacherous paths, causing extensive damage to vehicles and endangering pedestrians. Moreover, these roads serve as crucial arteries connecting Ashaman to neighboring communities, intensifying the clamor for immediate repairs. My tire has burst repeatedly on this route, and we urgently implore the government to address our road woes. Currently, I am en route to purchase a new axle for my vehicle. The situation has escalated to the point where it has become truly dire, emphasizing the pressing need for government intervention. The road I've been traveling on is in a poor shape, and it has taken a severe toll on my vehicle. I've become a frequent visitor to the repair shop as the road's deplorable state continues to wreak havoc on my vehicle. Commuters too endure long and uncomfortable rides, impacting their safety and well-being. Local business owners and residents have reported significant vehicle damage due to the poor road conditions, resulting in increased maintenance expenses. Residents also lament that the deteriorating roads hinder access to essential services, including ambulance services, underscoring the urgency of addressing this pressing issue.
It's very bad in Ashama over here. When ambulance, when you hear that someone is sick, when ambulance want to walk through this road, it will feel difficult to walk on the road because it cannot walk fast because so many potholes, like 99.9 potholes over here, meaning full of 100% of potholes. So fire service cannot walk, ambulance cannot walk, and we also the youth in the area. When we are using our machines on the road, we used to get damage on our machines. So we are pleading the government to come and do something for us, better for we to. When they say we are Ashama here, we are a stronghold of NDC.
In response to these escalating concerns, community leaders are urging government authorities to prioritize the repair and the maintenance of Ashaman roads, particularly with the impending rainy season in mind.
2016, the XY administration, they constructed the road, but we saw that the road was damaging because of the high pressure of water from this end to the other side. So we informed the authority that they should try and then expand the gutter so that it can contain the volume of water that comes from the top to this end. But they did not do anything up to now. Then you can see that it has washed away the road that they constructed. You can see that now it's now manholes here. You understand? Every time that it rains, we have to bring laterite and pour here. At the end, from the top there to the end, it drowned one person there, and this is the assemblyman. The assemblyman, we have to go and then get a police, and we rent ambulance, which costs us 1,400 to convey the body to police morgue. Up to now, the fellow is at the police morgue. The volume of water coming from this end to this place, if it rains, you can't even stand here. You will not see anything apart from water that you'll be seeing from here. So unless they open the gutter or they open this drain so that it can contain the volume of water coming from that top, otherwise there's nothing that we can do to solve this problem.
The Municipal Chief Executive Officer of the Ashaman Municipal Assembly, while declining an on-camera interview, has acknowledged the challenges posed by the poor road conditions and has committed to taking action.
Now, the call by residents is the immediate rehabilitation works on all inner roads and principal streets here at Ashaman. Reporting for City News, my name is Kennedy Chumisi.
Now, the Food and Drugs Authority says it will sanction media houses and social media influencers who promote unapproved medicines as part of measures to promote public health and safety. This follows an expose by the Fourth Estate on dangerous endorsement of herbal medicines by some media houses. Section 100 and 144 of the Public Health Act 2012 Act 851 and the FDA guidelines for advertisement of regulated products prohibit any unapproved advertisement of FDA regulated product as a preventive drug for disease, disorder, or abnormal physical state. Speaking to City News, Head of Communications at the FDA, Rhoda Apia, says her outfit is determined to promote public health safety at all times.
It's clear on instances of infraction as compliance with the law is concerned. The law talks specifically about penalty charges or penalties that work by the court that you are found foul of the law. To the tune of 7,500 penalty units can be slapped on you, in addition to a jail term of 15 years or can be imposed on anyone who flouts any portion of the law. So that is so clear. But in addition to that, there are administrative charges, there are sanctions that we apply as we don't want to dwell on the areas or how we are going to enforce or clamp down on media houses, social media influencers, that choose to go contrary to what the law requires.
She pointed out some things media houses and social media influencers should take note of before advertising products.
First of all, in addition to whatever scripts or productions that they have, the advertisers may have to give to them for airing, they need to ask them for an approval letter, and an advertisement approval letter issued by the Food and Drugs Authority. Usually our letters have come in on our web, on our letterhead, properly signed and sealed. There's a special security feature that we have in our letters, which goes to a long way. Give that assurance to whoever has the letter that indeed this is proof that. And that if the media house wants to authenticate that the validity of that letter, they can go to our website where they will see the full database of all advertisements that have been approved. For instance, the database we have now shows approved list of advertisements that have been approved since the beginning of the year. And it is their duty to check that and give themselves assurance before they air any form of advertisement. One caution or one thing they need to note is that every advertisement that is approved has a period of 1 year.
You had the head of communications at the Food and Drugs Authority, Rhoda Appiah. You're still listening to the Citi Prime News live from our studios at Adabraka in Accra. Still ahead with just 48 hours to the biggest corporate sports event, the Citi Business Olympics. Companies express their readiness ahead of the event. We'll bring you details shortly. Do stay with us.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Happy birthday to you. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Throughout all life-changing moments such as graduations, weddings, funerals, birthdays, ATL is there to ensure you're never out of style. When you think fabric, think ATL. Log on to atlfabrics.com. Order and buy your favorite ATL fabric. You can also visit our shop at number 40 Kwame Nkrumah Avenue, opposite the Swansea Shopping Arcade at Accra Central. Also available in leading fabric dealer shops in Accra, Kumasi, and Cape Coast. ATL, bringing fabric to life.
Tego Sisters are celebrating 40 years in music on Thursday, October 5 at dinner and the official launch of the Twins and Children Foundation at the Underbridge, East Legon. Red carpet 6 p.m. Special guest of honor President Nana Atudankwa Akufo-Addo on Sunday, October 15 at the Accra International Conference Center. The Tego Sisters celebrates their 40th anniversary in music with a gospel explosion concert. Red carpet 4 p.m. Dress code white with a touch of ruby red. Performing artists Ophelia Nyantechi, Pat Thomas, Kwame Eugene, Lola and Lolai, Aquabwa. Tickets are going for VVIP 300 Ghana cedis, premium 200 Ghana cedis, and regular 100 Ghana tickets and table reservation. Dial *899 *400 hash or call 0204 484 534. Media partners Citi TV and Citi FM. Powered by Limnut Media Solution and VM Production.
You know the now. You are living the now. You feel secure in the now. But what about tomorrow? What happens when you can no longer do the things you love? What happens to your loved ones when you are no longer here? Get Mikakrawa from Prudential Life now and protect your future and that of your loved ones. With as little as 3 Ghana cedis, Mikakrawa covers you in case of death, total and permanent disability, or critical illness.
Fafu this year. Nadal star 778 ash. Oh, I'm telling you this year. Come on this year. Down this year.
See, no one knows tomorrow. No one knows tomorrow. Anything can happen. Once more, you will fit enjoy to sorrow. In such times, we rely on insurance. Charlie, no need to borrow.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
You're welcome back. Now, the Ghana Water Company Limited has reaffirmed its commitment to ensuring the timely completion of rehabilitation works on the 42-inch diameter bone transmission pipeline. This comes in response to concerns about disruptions in water supply to the eastern part of the Greater Accra region due to the ongoing project. Citi News' Fauzu Masaudu visited the facility and has compiled the following report read by Charles Owusukumi.
Data from the United Nations Children's Emergency Fund reveals that 50% of the over 2 million residents in the Greater Accra region lack reliable household water sources, largely due to rapid urbanization. This alarming figure underscores the urgent need to provide quality and sustainable water resources for the well-being of both people and the environment. To address this challenge, the Ghana Water Company Limited has initiated rehabilitation work on the bone transmission pipeline, which they assert has exceeded its intended lifespan.
In April 2021, we announced to the public that the main transmission line from the bone treatment plant to our booster station at Tema was weak. It's currently over 50 years old, and it has gone past its expiration period. But because of our prudent maintenance and standard operating procedures, we've been able to manage the pipeline till now.
However, this endeavor has necessitated the disruption of water supply in certain parts of the Greater Accra region, impacting numerous residents.
The disruption of water supply was announced earlier, but it didn't happen as communicated. The tap stopped flowing this afternoon, but we look forward to its restoration by tomorrow. I went to get water from my in-law, who has stored enough of it. The tap has been flowing since morning, but was disrupted this afternoon. We expect it to be restored as soon as possible. They sent a message earlier about the disruption of water supply, but we didn't know when exactly it was scheduled to happen. We only went to fetch water and realized the taps were not flowing. We were told they were fixing something on the pipeline, but we don't know what exactly it is.
The good news is that checks by Citi News reveal progress on the rehabilitation work at both segments of the pipeline.
It's being done. We started Sunday in the evening. We've been working throughout the night till now, and we are not going to stop till we finish. So we've been running shift with our staff. They come 12 hours, and then we change over another 12 hours, and we change over. So we haven't stopped working at all. You've seen all the equipment, the lights, and everything. So all things being equal, we should be able to finish by midnight today. We gave ourselves up to Thursday, but because of the project management and the way we've gone about the whole thing, we've been able to work ahead of schedule. So from now to midnight, if any unforeseen circumstance doesn't appear, then we should be able to finish. And we are praying to God that all things being equal, barring any technical hitches, we should be able to finish by midnight. And then immediately we'll start treatment of water and pumping into the metropolis. So by tomorrow in the morning, some areas within the Shaman and Tema area should start having water. By close of day, water should get to most areas of the eastern part of Accra. Latest Thursday, everything should normalize.
Despite concerns about inadequate funding to completely overhaul aging transmission pipelines across the country, the Ghana Water Company Limited remains steadfast in its commitment to providing safe water supply through internal funding sources.
This one, for instance, is costing about 4 million Ghana cedis. And the one we did at Bichile was close to 3 million Ghana cedis. And so we are still on. And this is not the only ones that we are doing. Throughout the country, we have similar challenges. So we are doing the same thing in all other areas. Okay, and in all, we are using our internally generated funds. We are using internal in-house expertise. We are molding the pipelines ourselves, and then we are using our own engineers. Okay, you can see me, engineer on site.
As Ghana strives to achieve its targets for the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, many experts believe that efforts to protect and restore water-related ecosystems, along with the integration of water resources management at all levels, will play a significant role in realizing SDG 6, which focuses on providing clean water and sanitation for all.
The report was filed by my colleague Falzu Masaudu and read by Charles Owusukumi.
Meanwhile, Wilma, the Ghana Water Company Limited says full water supply will be restored by Friday, September 29, 2023, following the completion of works on the Kpong treatment plant. Stanley Mate is Director of Communications for the Ghana Water Company Limited.
At dawn of Wednesday, we had completed the project and started production immediately. So since Wednesday dawn, we've been pumping water into the system. And the expectation is that, per our monitoring, we realize that somewhere around Ashama, Bichile, there's water flowing now, but it will take a bit of time for water to get into all the communities in Tema, because we need to fill the reservoirs at the Tema booster station for our distribution into the system. Our expectation is that all air gaps will be cleared, and so by mid by close of day today, the situation should be better and finally stabilize by Friday morning. So we are sorry for the inconveniences created by the shutdown of the treatment plant, but it's for our good. And we are hopeful that by Friday the situation should normalize and everybody in that enclave should have water.
So, Wilma, that was Stanley Mati apologizing for the disruption in water supply as a result of works on the Kpong treatment plant. Meanwhile, he's called on persons owing the company to pay promptly to avoid being prosecuted.
We haven't relented on our us at all. We are still on our people, except we haven't given the process much publicity. But we've always been on our people. Some of them have requested for some arrangement in payment, and they are following that. And those who are being recalcitrant are being disconnected and prosecuted. And so we are in the process. We'll urge everybody that the Ghana Water Company Limited needs the revenue. We need the tariff that enable us to serve the same people, the same population better than we are doing now. So it's essential that people will be serious with the payment of their bills and so that we can use the money in serving them. Now we have made our payment processes very simple. Now you can download our customer app on Google Play Store or App Store and follow the processes to pay your payment or to make inquiries from the Ghana Water Company Limited. And then you can also get any updates from GWCL on the app. So it's very, very essential that as customers and as consumers, we all download the app and then use it for our own good.
Stanley Mati is Director of Communications for the Ghana Water Company Limited.
Now, 3 persons suspected to have breached data protection laws have been arrested by a joint operation team led by the Data Protection Commission and the Ghana Police Service. This comes on the back of the Commission's resumption of its enforcement operations today to clamp down on institutions using personal data of customers without authorization. The suspects were picked up from various institutions including Careflight Ghana, the Morning Star School and Embassy Gardens at Cantonments.
In the wake of concerns of accreditation for universities, the Ghana Communication Technology University has introduced a 9-year strategic plan to guide students and staff to ensure conformity to regulatory requirements. This forms part of plans to position the Ghana Communications Technology University as a best information technology school in Africa. The Vice-Chancellor of the university, Professor Emmanuel Ohene Afuakwa, speaking to Citi News at the launch of the plan, indicated that the new basic laws will ensure the effective functioning and maintenance of academic standards within the university.
This document serves as a cornerstone of our university's governance, principles and regulations, reflecting our unwavering commitment to excellence in ICT education and research. The basic laws established in accordance with the Ghana Communication Technology University Act 2020, Act 1022, outlines the legal framework that reinforces our institution's vision to provide innovative, cutting-edge programs that meet the evolving needs of our nation. It also ensures the effective functioning of the university and the maintenance of academic standards within the university. 2022-2030 strategic plan is built on existing foundation and consolidates the overall 9-year strategic plan of our university. It is informative to note that the strategic plan employs a disciplined approach in support of the ongoing developmental initiatives of the university.
Professor Emmanuel Ohene Afuakwa is the Vice-Chancellor of the Ghana Communication Technology University.
A blogger and an information technology professional whose activities allegedly caused panic among dollar account holders last year have been put before an Accra Circuit Court. The blogger, Jeffrey Eprimyame, is facing a charge of publication of false news. The IT professional, Jeremiah Kobina Ejibin, has also been charged with abetment of crime. The two have, however, pleaded not guilty to the charges and are currently on bail in the sum of 20,000 cedis with 2 sureties each. The case has been adjourned to October 18, 2023. The prosecution, led by Chief Inspector Richard Amoa, said the police gathered cyber intelligence on social media, which indicated that on October 27, 2022, Nyame published an article which he reportedly shared on various WhatsApp groups and social media platforms, causing fear and panic among dollar account holders. The investigation also uncovered the involvement of other persons in the publication.
The La Traditional Council has refuted allegations that some persons are attempting to bribe them regarding the reclamation of 114 acres of land at the Pletu site near Burma Camp. During the past week, the council held a ceremony to signify the reclamation of the land following years of negotiations between them and the military. However, a statement from the Ghana Armed Forces disputes claims of transferring the land to the La Traditional Council, as they had not yet received directives from the Ministry of Defense to do so. Addressing the media, Ni Ajay Kofe IV, the La Sikitili, revealed that they have initiated discussions with the military to seek an amicable resolution to the matter.
A war where many
We have initiated discussions with various stakeholders concerning land reclamation process. I want to assure you that we are committed to reclaiming our lands. While there have been allegations of attempts to bribe us regarding the land, I want to clarify that these claims are unfounded. Our intent in recovering the land is not driven by any malicious intent. Rather, it is to safeguard and put it to proper use.
Ni Ajay Kofe IV is the La Kingmaker.
Yes, it promises to be an intense competition come Saturday, September 30, as patrons of this year's Citi Business Olympics have expressed their readiness to win big. Over 60 companies are gearing up to compete in a variety of sporting activities, including basketball, sack race, 7-a-side football, volleyball, tug of war, and arm wrestling. Representatives from the Ghana Oil Company Limited, GOIL, have vowed to amass as many medals as possible. Nana Kweku Fosu is a finance officer at GOIL.
We are very much prepared and very much geared up for this occasion. As you can see, GOIL is the leading OMC in Ghana, so we want to annex every leading position in every game that we participate in. And this is going to be a walk in the park for us.
How many games are you participating in? And
virtually all the games that Citi is bringing up on Saturday, so we are going to do virtually everything. Last year we couldn't participate, as my boss rightly indicated, due to some technical challenges we couldn't participate, but yet proud to COVID, we were there. 2019 we have the swimming champion Anabeni. We had table tennis, we did our next ultimate and semi-finalists in the football competition. So you can see our credentials speak for itself. Definitely, you may have deficiencies in your team everywhere, so we've addressed those deficiencies and we've put ourselves together. The chemistry, the telepathy would be on display and it's going to be manifested on Saturday. We are very much prepared.
Nana Kweku Fosu is a finance officer at Ghana Oil Company Limited, GOIL. Meanwhile, the logistics coordinator at Ware Minerals, Yom Achu, tells Citi News they are poised to beat their competitors.
Started preparations ever since it was announced. We started preparation for the event, and so we are competing in almost all the events this year. And so we should go away with more than the trophies that we went away with last year.
How many games are you participating in?
We are participating in total about, for the female and male combined, about 16 events for male and female, yeah.
And you are certain you can beat companies like Wells, Energies, or...
It's not about numbers. You saw us in the studio. We were not so much, but our Jama was huge. And so it's the same with everything else. It's not really about the numbers. It's about effectiveness. It's not about the number of people that we are bringing. We are bringing the very best because we are prepared very well for the event. And so we are certain that we will go away with some good number of trophies. Yeah.
So those who are going to come, should they watch out for your company or what?
For webinars for staff. We will give you a showdown. We will give you a showdown.
Yom Achu is the logistics coordinator at Ware Minerals. And that's how we wrap up today's edition of the Citi Prime News, which has been live from our studios at Adabraka in Accra. For more news, log on to our website, citinewsroom.com. I am Wilma Obobisa Coleman, and I did this with
Caleb Kuda.
Up next is the afternoon's edition of the Citi Business News. Many thanks for doing the listening, and do have a good day.